For 2021, Odyssey have combined two of their best performing models, the Stroke Lab 10 and the 2 ball. So could these be their best performing putters to date? Let's go and find out. So with the new 2 ball 10, we've actually got 3 slightly different styles, which gives you different alignment options. So here we've got the 10 that's straight up just got the plain 2 ball on. We've also got another variation of this that has one single line down the middle, and then finally we've got a triple track option. Now the great thing about this range is all 3 models come in an option of neck styles, so you can get a single bend here if you want a more face balanced option, or you can get that short neck if you have a bit more face rotation and a bit more of an arc. Now I have to say I love the styling of this. You can see from last year's 10 they've filled these shapes in, and that's just from tour feedback from players who didn't really like being able to see the grass through the putters. And I think that looks really nice, but I also like how they've put a different texture in this area. Another really cool neat detailing is kind of the little paint and texturing on the wings here. And I think that just makes the putter look a little bit more premium, so I really like that addition. Now we've got the micro hinge star insert here in the club face, so that's really just going to help you get in that forward roll quicker and getting a good true roll on the ball. Again, we've got the Stroke Lab shaft as we saw last year, but this has been updated this year. It's a little bit stiffer, so we're going to see just how much that affects the performance. Typically I go for a single neck bend, so I'm going to start with a plain 2 ball first. So I've got a slightly thicker than standard grip on this one. There are numerous different options in the range, so I've got a slightly smaller one on the other one as well. But I think Odyssey typically do a really great job with the different sizes of grip, and I actually think this kind of mid-size one is really nice in terms of both the sizing and the texture. I do really like the feel of these. I think having the Stroke Lab shaft in with that face almost makes it feel a little bit softer. I've used a 2 ball quite a lot over the years, but I still think the simplicity of the design just looks so good behind the golf ball, and it gives you a really great visual having kind of those 2 clear shapes to line up behind the ball. I love the way this putter swings. It just feels really comfortable throughout the stroke and like you're not really having to force it. I can definitely feel already that this shaft feels a little bit stiffer than last year. It also does feel a little bit more stable through the ball, which is definitely a positive. I thought I might actually struggle a little bit with this in terms of alignment because I'm very used to having a putter with a line on it, but I have to say I've actually found it remarkably easy to line up so far. I think maybe I struggled a little bit with my last 2 ball because it was silver, but with this black paint on the rest of the putter it's kind of a lot more obvious where the 2 balls are, and it does really stand out as a visual behind the golf ball. Pretty consistent anyway. Not having a line on your ball actually really kind of frees your stroke up so you don't have to think about it too much. Okay, I've got the triple track model now. Now I know I'm probably not going to hit this as well because it's not in the neck style I would typically use, but I'm really interested to see just how well I line this up, especially when I pair it with the triple track ball. Yeah, I can feel straight away that wants to rotate more just from that short neck. There's something about that red and blue that just looks so good over the ball. I do really like the fact the lines are all kind of different lengths, and I also think it contrasts really well with the 2 ball. Looks like it might work too. It's definitely rolling really nicely. I think it's been pretty consistent in terms of my pace putting as well, so I'd definitely be really happy with that on the course. You know, I've gotten a lot better with this short neck putter than I would have thought I would, but also I would say between both you can really feel that stability and forgiveness, because even on like my bad strokes there really hasn't been that much difference from putt to putt, so in terms of consistency that's going to be really helpful for a lot of golfers. I would say between the two models I've tested, I do think I prefer having the triple track on the top. It just makes that alignment so easy. I'm not really sure why you wouldn't go for it. Now obviously the idea of this putter is that you pair it with a triple track golf ball, because you can go ahead and line up the ball ahead of time, get it lined up where you want to go, and then you've simply just got to step in and line up with that, which makes the whole process a lot easier. But I know there's going to be some of you who may think, well, I'm not sure I really want to change my golf ball. But there are ways around that now. People have come out with line them up devices where you can draw these 3 triple track lines onto your golf ball. So if you're not wanting to switch your golf ball and your putter at the same time, say in terms of feel, wanting to know what the putter feels like, there are different options you can try there. How did that miss? Those both performed pretty well, didn't they? You could definitely tell this is one of Odyssey's most forgiving high MOI models, because the stability was kind of off the charts here. My consistency was so good, regardless of kind of where I struck the golf ball, so that was definitely really impressive. Now, I would say between the two, I actually preferred the visual of the triple track. I wasn't sure if it was going to be too busy at first, but I did find it just so easy to line up when using with the triple track golf ball. Although I kind of wish this model was in this single neck bend so I could have tested out the two of those together. Now in terms of feel, I did really like these, but I do quite like a soft feel of a putter. So I would say the white hots were probably a little bit better from that aspect, but then again, if you're someone who doesn't necessarily like that soft feel, these are probably going to be better. Especially over here in the UK, where we've got pretty slow greens, often people prefer kind of a firmer feel because they feel like it helps them get the golf ball to the hole. In terms of grips, we do have 2 slightly different sizes here, and I think I actually did prefer this bigger model. It just felt a bit easier to use for the way I grip the golf club, and like I could keep the face a little bit more stable. Overall, with both these putters, I've been really impressed with the performance, and to be honest, it's pretty easy to see why players like Jon Rahm and Henrik Stenson have put these in play. Right, that's all for today. If you have any questions about either of these models or any of the Odyssey lineup, feel free to put them in the comments below or drop me a line on Twitter or Instagram. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications too. And if you're after more golf content, head to the National Club Golfer social media channels for more.